Hey, it's Wolfy-Chan, and I'm back with another anime review, and this anime is Kakegurui. Luckily, I watched all the first season, so this is just going to be a full review. I have not read the manga, thinking about it. Lots of things in my brain. And it's pretty awesome. I will admit that I saw this and I heard around the internet that it was pretty good. So I thought, why not give it a try? So I did. It was once again a one-seater. Like I finished it all in one day. It's very interesting. Um, so it's about our main character, Yume Chambe. I can't remember how to say her last name. But it's actually this girl. There you go. This girl in the photo who's being super adorable in the photo. So she transfers to this school that's all about gambling. So basically, that's not how the school started. It was a kind of the way I thought of this in the beginning, and it does kind of make a little bit of relevance. Is it's like high school host club, but if the rich and famous, instead of just kind of doing jobs, either made or break their fortune at this school because you gamble on it. Um, which kind of leads to our second main character, which is the guy. And, like, nobody understands if he, like, I don't get if he's rich or not or anything like that. So, eh. So, he is a interesting character, but so is, I'm gonna just call her you. Like, Y, no, U on it, not Y-O-U. So she comes into the school kind of after our main guy basically gets into debt with, I think it's Maria? Or it's May. I think it's May. I can't, it's like been a couple days since I watched the whole anime. And it's the girl with blonde pigtails. So he becomes a dog. So she comes into school and is like, I hope we can all become really great friends. So guess what happens? May basically puts on a game. And the game is, it's like rock, paper, scissors, but with cards. And everybody in the classroom gets to make those cards. And so, they do that the first game. And she can tell, you, can tell that the game is being cheated on and being rigged. So, she goes from little bets to big bets to little bets, and then goes, hey, can you one more game? And then pulls out this like if that much money was in a bag, yeah, bets on it, tells them that she's cheating, and puts her in super debt, which turns her into a kitten. So the big thing about that is that in this school system for betting and not betting, if you become indebted to somebody or just in debt in general, you become either as a guy a Fido or as a girl a kitten. And so you can be treated basically like trash, which is very horrible. Um, and the weirdest thing is like when you become one of those, your desk gets marked. You get like a little toy of yourself, like with the neck cut, and it's on the desk. It is very, very strange. And so, like, our character goes and gambles a lot. And, like, her eyes change color, like, to a bright red. Um, because from there, we get to the next episode, and it's a card game, and she realizes they're cheating also. And it seems like everybody she's playing is cheating in some sort of way. The last one was with the people in her classroom. The second one was with cards, and that it had patterns that when it was warm, would tell which cards were matching. We then get to one of the vice presidents. That's kind of the big thing, is that the um, student council is kind of the big problem, because the president is the one that initiated the gambling and the Fidos and kittens. Um, and so she gets up to one of the school council presidents, finds out that they are also cheating, because, like, in a bit of their hand, or whichever dominant hand they have like two little circles. And those are, weirdly enough, piercings that are magnetic. You know. And the game is called Life and Death, and they throw swords into a cup, and they put it down, and there's one magnetic sword, and they can kind of sort of control it, and then when they're done kind of doing that, and they kind of have their heads down and wait. Um, and so Yui, or Yue, is basically says that she's cheating, but the student council person wins. So, and like the student council person like has the two masks, it's in Kabuki, which is the demon and the lady. So I think it's Kabuto or Kabuki. There you go. And I believe it's the devil, and I think it's the person. I can't remember if it's a lady or just a demon, but I know there's a demon mask. But she has both of them in the back. It seems like she switches between both. It's very interesting. And then we have Yui, who does her red eye trick again. And it's just that she's very, very obsessed with gambling. Very. Which then moves on to that. Because of that, she becomes in debt and becomes a kitten. Next episode, then she gets into class, finds that, like, everyone's kind of treating her bad, but she plays it off very well. And she starts acting like a cat and a kitten. And it's just like, it's very cute. Believe me, I have preferences on who my waifu and husbandos are. Like, I wouldn't take her to Vegas. But boy howdy would I love to just cuddle up next to her. So, she's a bit of my waifu. But boy would I not be there for her gambling problem. She's so adorable. We then, like, go from there where she's kind of getting picked on, and one of the guys is like, kittens, you have to do whatever they say. So she gets kind of picked on this guy. And this guy wants her to strip. So she starts taking off her jacket, and then goes, like, for her underwear, and is like, I really don't know you. And if I really don't know you, I'm not stripping anything off. So I'm really sorry about that. And then he basically kind of gets a little angry, because it's a thug people with two of his other friends. Grabs her and shoves her against the wall, gripping her neck. Well, then we get another student council president, which I fully admit, a little bit of a spoiler, she does not fight all of the student council members. I'm not going to tell you who she doesn't fight and who she does, because that's kind of a thing for the ending, but she does fight a majority of the student council. But we find out this next one is a beauty. It's all about beauty about this one, or beautification as well. But she has an eye patch and an eye missing. And so she has kind of a thing that if you go against her or bet against her, her thing on a gamble is Russian roulette. So she wants the thrill of almost dying, basically. So she basically tells this guy, like, who's bullying and who's pushing our poor little Yue into the wall, like, look, you can either do this game, and here's the thing. I die, you die, or if we don't and you win, you could just bounce a wow with me. And he's like, she's crazy, just crazy. Walks off. All three of them walk off. It's a little mini game. And she's just, like, pissed about that. And then Yue's like, thank you so much. And she gets a feeling, this student council member gets a feeling that she's special as well, and wants to play against her. And I believe in between that we have the debt party, and you find out the guy was bullying her. He's also in debt, but not like a lot. But everybody who is either a kitten or a Fido are called house pets. So everybody's just trying to get their debt down at this party. So from that, we get the party. We get that this guy who was basically really mean picked on this one girl, and the game at the very end turns into who's the better cheater. Because the person that's overseeing this is like no cheating, but Yue, our little Yue over here, basically is like, I won't tell that they were cheating if we can also cheat. And she's like, I'll allow it. Like, really? And by this time, like, the student council president has gone off, and stuff's kind of going more into motion in the student council, kind of. And so from there, I believe his name was Yoon, and Yoon basically finds out that he's been lied to and tries to, like, be really not a good person. Just not a good person at all. So we move from there, and he gets tasered because he's that cruel. And we move from there from more battles, different people that she's fighting, and seeing that, like, she does finally get friends, because the person who had the card trick also had a fetish for nails. So she lost and got into debt. But she becomes her friend as well. May, the one with pigtails and blonde, was not really a friend to begin with, but turned into a friend at closer to the middle of the anime. And it's just interesting to see our main character slowly escalate even more and more, because she does have a bit of a problem. And we slowly find out, like, I don't know how true it is, but it's the talk that, like, she ends up going to, like, the story goes is that her sister's in a hospital, and she's the one that's paying for all the bills, so she must have millions and millions of dollars. She must have gambled a copious amounts to have a lot in backlog. I have a thought process that she may be a bit of a demon. That's why she can tell that people are cheating, and she goes after the people who are cheating. Because she wins, and it's a really weird thing. It's like, even though they're cheating, how is she winning? Right? That's a legit question. Like, so if they're cheating, how is she winning? And she's only lost, like, once in the show. And tied once. So, it is very, very interesting. Because we then get, like, one of the episodes with the student council is the one with missing an eye and is doing Russian roulette, and the game is Psych. Like, can you predict how things are going to go? And, of course, our little Yue wins. I keep calling her Yue, I don't know why. And her eyes don't go red for her. Like, the girl wants to die, but it isn't gonna happen. And also, like, she carries around lipstick, but is like that all the time. So, I don't know. But it is a really interesting anime. It's actually not gory, but I know it does have some bad language. So, 18 and up, my recommendation. But it is a really, really awesome and beautiful anime. Totally recommend this one. I don't know. It's very different than anything I watched, and I just fell for it. I don't know if there'll be a season 2, but I want there to be. So, if you like this video, definitely leave a like. Leave it in the comment section below. What do you think of Kakegurui? No spoilers for the manga, because if I do decide to read it, I'd like to read it in its entirety. Um, and also, who's your favorite character? I can't help it that she and the president are my kind of mains. And it is in English dub that I watched, and boy, do I love it. The characters just fit their voices so well. It's really awesome. And definitely don't forget to subscribe, that big red button, to get my latest videos. I am trying my best to get a video out through Monday and Friday, doing my best on that. And if you want to follow me on Twitter or Facebook, the links are down below. And I hope that you've been having a wonderful, wonderful day. Wolfy-Chan out. Bye.